This episode is brought to you by Collective Elevation. This award-winning cannabis dispensary offers quality organic product. Their knowledgeable staff can walk you through their product lines, whether you're new to the industry or a returning customer.
Katie, Collective Elevation is one of those great examples of a community-minded business that's like walking the walk. I mean, it seems like you see their logo on every flyer around town. But on top of that, they organize things like block parties, which I think Desperate Electric played, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the food truck festival.
Ugh.
I'm sure they sponsor a bunch of other things that I'm just forgetting. But for me, it's just that quality product, knowledgeable staff, but this community aspect and this like overall give a crap factor that really gets me.
100%. You can tell they're all about Butte. They love this community, and they're kind of a staple of uptown there. So go visit Collective Elevation at 34 East Galena Street in Butte and online at collectiveelevation.com.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Season 2 of All the Places podcast. Sitting next to me, awkwardly close.
Yeah, we're next to each other this year. Or at least today.
We're going to give it a try and see what happens.
Yeah.
That's Katie. Ben is over there doing his thing. Just twinkling. Happy Season 2, Katie.
Happy Season 2.
Yeah, this is good. I'm excited for this one.
I can't believe that you've wrangled me in for another round of this.
We're like blood brothers now.
No, I know. Trust me.
we've crossed the threshold, and now we're
fully related. Yeah.
Yeah, Season 2 is going to be great. This first episode, we've already done our teaser, so you guys we don't need to like tease anything, but we've got the one and only. Yeah. He can pump in some of his own crowd noise.
That's true.
Mr. Ben Morris is here in the dojo studio. Katie, you might have to introduce yourself to him.
Yeah, I've never met this guy.
Yeah. Well,
Don't know him.
He's a handsome devil. I will give him that much.
Aw,
So, musician, audio engineer, expert. Basically, like he's got the lion's mane of a goddess.
it's true.
Yeah. And pecs that won't quit.
Yeah. That's why many a waitress here in old Butte, America have come up to our table and called him a Butte girl
Oh.
out to dinner. Yeah, true story. That's real. Yeah, more than once.
Well, we'll get the backstory behind that. But yeah, no, Ben is he's taken this place by storm. He is he's involved in some way in almost every festival that exists in Butte. Whether he's on the stage playing, doing the sound, or basically just bobbing his head in the stands. It's great.
He's a big head bobber.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a hair flipper.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk
It's
about how
it's
that
either
came
a
to
bob
be.
or a flip.
Well, anyways, we love him. Katie, you love him. You have to love him.
I do.
So,
Obligated now.
yeah. So, I'm excited to sit down. Yeah. Ben Morris, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do it. It's
Here-
Ben.
It is Ben. Golly.
It's Ben.
Ben Morris, here we go.
Of all the places, of all the places, of all the places.
Ben, join us. Welcome to the other side of whatever I don't know where I was going with that. Welcome to the other side.
This is it, huh?
Yeah.
This is what they all talk about? This is
how it
the other
feels.
side and the grandest of all meanings.
I just want to let our listeners know that I'm in the middle of these two.
Mm-hmm.
I just welcome to the couples therapy session.
Honestly, yeah.
This
I'm down.
this is long overdue.
Oh, Ben. Well, we're off.
Yes.
We're off and running, folks. Ben, good Lord, what is it like to be you?
Whoa.
Give the people what they want.
I mean, it's pretty cool, man. Like, it's chill,
Right
dude.
on, right on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right.
Oh man, Ben, you're a busy man.
I am
Thanks
a
for
busy
sitting
man.
down with us. to
Thank
be
you for
honest
having
with
me.
you. Yeah.
And, thank you for having me produce this podcast, too.
Well, that's the thing.
And
is
bringing me out. I'm not stage crew anymore. I am center stage.
We got to bring the
Right here, right now.
Get that face out from behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man. Well, Ben, yes, no, you are the owner producer. What's your title at Morris Mountain?
Founder,
Janitor.
owner, definitely janitor, mainly janitor when it boils down to it. But throw a little CEO in there for fun.
There you go.
Feels really validating.
So those are strong
I'm
three
the
letters.
CEO of janitorial services at Morris Mountain Productions.
That's I can vouch that it looks good in here.
It's just, I'll be real with you. Katie is the one who vacuumed and janitorized.
Well, I tell you what,
I am actually the
space.
CEO of janitorial services.
That's true.
delegation
Yeah.
is a skill that we all can
We struggle
learn
with corporate honesty at this company. If I'm being honest.
Oh dear God.
This is already going so well.
Yeah. we're nailing
Crash
it.
and burn.
Hey,
Okay.
season 2, we're off. And running,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Ben. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows you as the hair behind the band.
Exactly.
I'm excited to get a little bit of your backstory, share some of that, and then I'm also curious. I want to hit on things like your creative process.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you a lot of really simple questions about audio, because that's kind of, for me, that's the final frontier of the creative processes. Like I know enough about video and web and all, and layout and merch and all that other stuff, but audio, that's a little bit what drew me to the podcast in the first place, because I'm curious about audio, and no one knows it more than you. You are the CEO.
I close my eyes and I see Logic Pro at night. Every night. Haunts my sweet little dreams.
He doesn't dream of me. He dreams of Logic.
Yeah.
Well,
Just editing audio.
I just,
Beautiful thing.
again, I'm glad I'm sitting in the middle of you two. Tell me where you're from.
I grew up in Moscow, Idaho.
What's that community like?
Little college town in North Idaho.
Is that Idaho? Is that Idaho?
That's Idaho.
The U of I or whatever that
Yep,
would be?
yep. University of Idaho's there. Go Vandals. They're not good. So they need every little bit of love that they can get out there.
Perfect.
But really, really tight-knit community, honestly, growing up. Very artsy, very, I don't know, just, it was a tight community. A lot of people looking after each other. Definitely got me into music and audio very young.
Is it a big city?
No, about 25,000.
Oh, okay.
It kind of has a little, it straddles the state line with Pullman, Washington.
Okay.
And they're both about that size and both have a major university. So it's like a very big college town energy in that whole region there.
So how did you get into music? You said that you started early.
Yeah. What was the first thing? I started playing piano at 7. I was just drawn to it. I found out that this thing could make noises that were pleasing. And
It wasn't like your mom forcing you to sit down.
no.
Okay.
She was like, my grandma's piano was at the house just because my mom did play. And yeah, I figured out that thing could make like cool noises. And apparently I did not let that thing go. After that, it was just like, well, he's into it. We gotta let him tinker around on that thing. But holy,
Keeps him out of trouble.
yeah. But it was, I think, pretty nonstop from my understanding.
Okay.
So I started on piano there, and then found lessons probably by about 9 years old, and also about 9 years old, I saw School of Rock,
Yes.
and that is my entire career path now.
What happened during that movie?
Dude, it was something. Well, just Jack Black rocks that hard,
I mean, for sure.
you know, and seeing kids roughly my age doing it,
Being
in
able
that
to do some cool
just
shit.
rocking out in
Yeah.
that movie the whole time. And Jack Black, even when I look back, that movie is so positive. It's just him just gassing these kids up the whole time. He's working things out himself, but he's just like, don't let the man keep you down. These kids have stick to the maniosis. Yeah.
Did he say that? Is that a line
It's-
from the movie?
Well, yeah, that's when he's
Stick it
he-
to the maniosis?
yes,
I
because
missed that.
he had to get into the Battle of the Bands, but they're like, no, dude, you're playing with kids. You can't be in the Battle of the Bands. Then he and all the kids feign that they're all terminally ill with stick it to the maniosis, and then he guilts the talent buyer
I
into
forgot
getting
all
them
about
into.
that.
Oh, I can give you the play-by-play.
No, I know you can't.
This whole podcast episode can just be me reciting the script.
Now, this is the movie where it's like, no, being hungover means I was drunk yesterday. That's the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just classic line. classic line. See, after that, just, then went from piano to guitar and just kept doing lessons. Started playing in like little kid bands when I was like 11,
Cool.
12, like classic rock covers, stuff like that.
The thing about Moscow that is mind-blowing to me the first time I went there, and just the more I've learned about the community since being with Ben, everybody's in a band. It's like a part of the culture.
That's cool.
Like everybody and their parents play music in some way. Like parents are in garage bands and have drum circles and ukulele group and barbers, like more so than any other town I've ever been to or been a part of.
That's
So it
awesome.
was like very normal for you to do that there.
Yeah. Like I still am learning at 30 years old how much of kind of a bubble that was. A very musical little bubble.
It's
That
like
even-
Whoville. They're all like holding hands and singing.
Oh yeah, no, we literally have center of town is there's this spot called Friendship Square.
No,
And
you're lying.
You could definitely be caught holding hands with people in Friendship
They do
Square
that on Christmas Eve.
and singing.
I'm not
Yeah.
making that up. It is straight up.
You guys
Whoville.
are-
There's like
That
lights.
was,
No,
I honestly feel like you're pulling something over.
no,
No, I know this seems like a bit. It's not a bit.
it is not a bit. This is honest, hand to God, the truth.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you go back and friendship circle
It's been a minute.
since you've left?
The friendship circles now are at the illustrious John's Alley Tavern, where
Sounds
Desperate
like they've
Electric proceeds to throw ass for the people of Moscow.
Now we're talking.
I got to get back to however I can.
Giving back,
That's
literally.
throwing back.
Yeah, giving back.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Speaking of giving back, let's talk about how many butt seams you've ripped this past year.
Oh, this past year. Okay, I might actually be able to give you a number for that. We are at 2 live on stage.
Okay.
That's not true.
2.
Four.
There was a third.
No, there's 3. Well, are we counting New Year's Eve? Does New Year's Eve count as?
Oh, well.
Was it pre or
Well,
That was
Like
that was
before or
about
after?
11 p.m.
Okay.
It's
So you
still in
welcome
2023.
you welcome the new year in just
with split ass.
with
Yes.
cheeks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
But then, then we had those pants round 2. We had a second pair of those pants because the company sent us 2 by accident, and those split. And then, bye Baby Blue.
Baby Below. My
that's
first
30.
pair of disco pants.
The first ones finally went down this fall on stage in Pocatello, Idaho.
Yeah.
Sounds like they had a good run.
They had a really good run. 5 years of just cramming all this into
Putting it all
that.
in there.
Yeah. And wiggling it around and
I think I can fix them.
I think so. I believe.
Yeah.
I believe. I keep them near and dear at all times.
See,
So,
and then one
but-
post show. The orange pants didn't
Orange
even
Pants
make it
were
to the end of
post
it.
show. There is photographic evidence of that show, and you can look and be like, "Oh, those aren't.
It's not gonna
Those
last.
pants are hurting." Yeah. But I think only 2 pairs ripped on stage. I mean, if we're talking, and then I got like a pair of jorts or 2 that went out this summer. I bet we're about 10
blowouts.
10 crotch blowouts
Okay.
in 2024.
That's
It's
fair.
probably a pretty average year. So, we're looking at.
Keep on keeping on.
If I could count infancy, we would be looking at about 300 crotch blowouts in
All
his
right.
lifetime right now.
Right. Well, now you've set the bar. That's a high bar for people to reach.
That's a lot of crotch, not a lot of time,
It's a lot of crotch.
Oh my God.
Where were we?
Who decided to have me on here?
You asked him how many times he'd blown his pants out this year.
Oh, did I instigate
Yes.
that?
That was, it's a big part of my upbringing.
That was part of
right,
our
true.
hard-hitting journalism.
That's exactly right.
I don't know anyone else asking that.
See?
Yeah.
True. We should get on the
This
news.
is the inside scoop right here.
Tell us more about your childhood.
Yeah, let's go back. Moscow, Idaho. So there's this kind of cool culture of music there.
Yes.
The one thing that you talking about that Jack Black movie kind of reminds me a little bit of like, I don't know. It gave you permission to lean into that part of you, or it made that available to
I
you
think
somehow.
it just showed kids rocking out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd already been drawn to music for years. And I think that just provided a new direction for me.
That's cool.
Because then, my preteen years were like classic rock.
Did you always have your hair?
No.
Wait, this is a chicken and egg situation. So, like, does your hair look that good so you grew it out, or did you grow it out and then it started to look that good?
The latter, yeah.
Okay.
Grew it out and then it started because I'd always had notable hair. Very, very thick as a kid and poofy. And,
Okay.
I was never into getting haircuts, so I was never clean cut looking or anything like that.
Fair.
But once I got over the threshold of long hair, that's when I was like, oh, wait, it could like look good.
And then this is your thing.
And then Katie showed me some basic hair care things, and then kablamo.
You don't really have a routine, do you?
Slightly now, but it's nothing crazy. It's
Okay.
really just basic stuff that I didn't even know that back
Just
when
make sure you can run a comb through it and
yeah,
call it a day.
Yeah, like I didn't have a sister.
Perfect.
My mom was a boy mom. Fashion style wasn't there. It was just make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah, we were functionality.
Well, you're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it now. Yeah.
Do you have brothers, sisters, siblings?
I have one brother,
Okay.
older brother. Yeah.
Okay. Was he musical as well?
Yeah, yep. We both played quite a bit as kids, and around about high school time, I just kept getting deeper and deeper into it, and he got into computer science and software engineering, and found a slightly different path than this old guy right here.
I tell you what, I'm looking at all those wiggly lines on your computer screens over there, and that's
so many.
like you've got some computer stuff going on.
Yeah, surface level computer stuff. My brother would program the program that programs the program,
Okay.
and
It takes all types.
I know none of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did
Thank
you?
God we have him.
Yeah, for sure.
Seriously. Oh, I've called him with tech issues
Oh, good.
a number of times.
Takes a village.
Uh-huh.
I know you played rugby in college.
I did play rugby in college.
Were you a sporty spice in high school?
I definitely was. So,
Okay.
yep, always balanced the two loves of being a sporty spice and being a little rock star.
Did those ever compete?
Yeah, yeah. Just
How'd you deal with that?
Oh, I'd say at various times I let various groups of people down. Basically, I'm like, sorry, I got to go do the other thing. And when I was younger, I chose the athletics a lot more often. And then playing a good 5 years of college rugby and understanding what an athletic life would entail, and also just not, pro rugby's not
No,
a
that's
thing, and not for a little bro like me. But I just realized, music is where I just had even more passion, and I saw more longevity.
well, geez, I dipped my toe in rugby just long enough to take it right out.
Yeah, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Just know it got smashed, and you're like, okay, I'm done.
Like maybe
with
I
that.
should
My
coach
toe-
something.
my
I don't
toe
know.
hurts.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not a thing. Cool. Moscow seems cool. You dig it?
I do dig it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, love going back there. And it's a small town, so a lot of times you get to whatever 30-ish, and a lot of the old homies have moved on, which is still the case. But there are I got some of my best friends that still live there.
Cool. And you play a lot of shows there, yeah?
Yeah, we hit it
A
probably
couple
twice
times a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's on the way to, because we play the Northwest pretty often, and yeah, Moscow's right there, inland Northwest, baby.
So your passion for music brought you to Montana State University, right? And you ended up studying there.
Actually,
Did I miss a few steps?
I would say that I was still young enough that the athletics were taking the reins there. So
Okay.
the burgeoning rugby program in Montana State
Really? Okay.
is what brought me over there.
If the music would have led the way, I don't think Ben would have gone to college.
Yeah, no.
That was choice one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but also at 18, I didn't know what that was gonna. How do you just go out and pursue music as an 18-year-old?
Well, we're all idiots at that age,
I was
right?
so dumb. Yeah. I was extra stupid. Yeah. So yeah, athletics brought me to Montana State, and music kind of took the back burner for the solid 5 years there. Like I'd put rugby first every time.
Okay.
I studied music technology and marketing because after some family discussions, it was decided upon that let's get something
Something that's useful.
sounds a little more
go with
useful in there. Yeah, useful is the word.
And then hilariously enough, who has not done one day of marketing since getting that degree?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Not one bit. I don't do it. It ain't me.
I don't know. I think you're playing coy, because like Katie may do a bit of that, but you're not. She's not flying solo.
No. But I happily don't have my hands on the reins.
Right.
I'm like, okay, we can have a good marketing conversation. I'll be like, okay, so who are we reaching with this? What's our mission statement? I don't even know the lingo anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Nancy,
did
that's
his
great.
homework.
That's we said we weren't gonna incriminate ourselves. This
People right under the bus.
this is the incrimination thing.
Maybe that's why I do our marketing, is because I did all your senior marketing homework.
I was pretty clocked out at that point. And the rugby concussions were setting in. It's like I don't got this actually. Oh man.
What? Okay, music technology.
Music technology.
What does that mean?
That is the degree path at Montana State. It's very broad.
You're not building instruments.
No, definitely never built instruments, but it encompassed recording music, like film scoring,
Cool.
synthesis. So just learning how synthesizers work with all the oscillators and the different waveforms. It was very broad. It also, it included studio sound and live sound.
Okay.
And I mean, it's all stuff that I have actually done. I think every one of those things I've described, post grad, self-employed. I've done all that.
It feels like it's broad enough where you could turn into something like who you have.
Yeah, it's I'm realizing this right now, but it was good for me to become a very flexible, self-employed musician and audio engineer.
Did you were you attracted to any particular area of that major?
Making fat beats,
Nice.
recording studio, and then the live sound, which is probably the more public-facing thing that I do. A lot of people would know me from that. That came more from being in the industry and a necessary trade to develop.
Right.
But yeah, going in, I wanted to make the fattest beats. Just the very fattest ones. I was listening to Kendrick Lamar. It was time to make beats, man.
Katie, it's your turn.
Okay, well,
There's nothing more to say.
I don't have any
Dude
questions.
from Idaho says he wants to make fat beats. I'm
nothing.
out.
It's
There's
okay.
nothing
It's
left.
okay.
I'm
I'll
out,
just
man.
pretend like I've never.
Of all the places, of all the places.
We're brought to you in partnership with 5518 Designs, Uptown Butte's destination apparel and gift store at 27 North Main Street. We might be a little biased, though.
Maybe a little.
But because we love all of our loyal podcast listeners, 5518 is offering free shipping when you make a purchase at shop5518.com. Just use the code podcast at checkout.
What?
Yeah.
John, that's lit. I didn't know we were doing that. That is one thing that has really built a community around the store. I've heard you say this. 5518 celebrates who we are and what we enjoy.
I mean, that's what we try to do. We really try to sell happiness and connection through our art and the apparel that we sell. We've been around for 8 years now, and I'm really proud of how we strive to use the store to lift others up.
You know we've got a pretty awesome operation going on over there that we should tell people about. We design our entire line of apparel in-house. We've got a growing in-house printing facility, and we carry some sweet outdoor lifestyle brands like Kavu, Chaco, and Dakine that really complement what we offer.
And we also do gifts, Katie, and I got to give it up to Cassie, who does a great job ordering those.
She's the best.
Yes, but what I'm really excited about is that we're going to start carrying the Butte Icons special shirt collection. This is a line of like 30 plus old vintage style shirts that celebrate those cherished Butte institutions that have been around forever and we've loved forever. It's a super fun way to help tell Butte stories through our shirts.
Oh, they're like my favorites. And don't forget, free shipping at www.shop5518.com. Just type in the code podcast at checkout.
That's 5518 Designs at 27 North Main Street in Uptown Butte and online at shop5518.com. We are supported by Casa Grande Steakhouse. My goodness, you can't beat that hand-cut Rocky Mountain beef with that perfect amount of signature Casa Grande seasoning. Just let me dive into one of those petite fillets. You got to go medium rare with that, Katie. It's literally a religious experience. What's your go-to meal at Casa Grande's?
The Arts spicy cream sauce
Yes.
pasta. That is like crack. I'm
sure.
totally obsessed.
Like I said, religious experience. But I mean, the whole menu is truly off the charts. I'm talking made-to-order pastas, chicken, seafood, of course. We can't say Casa Grande Steakhouse without sushi night. If you miss that, you're straight up missing out. Every Thursday, sushi night. Thank us later for that. Casa Grande Steakhouse, you'll literally never be disappointed.
And you'll never leave hungry.
For sure. You should actually just order a to-go box with your meal. Casa Grande's is located inside the historic Bertoglio building at 801 South Utah Avenue in Uptown Butte. Casa Grande Steakhouse, where you'll always be welcomed as a part of the family.
We are supported by Steele's Furniture and Appliance. John, this seems insane, but do our notes say they've been in business for 94 years?
That is 100% correct. And hey, kudos to our crackpot team of factoid checkers. Yeah, Steele's is a fourth-generation business located right here in Butte. They're selling just about everything you need for every room of your house. So Serta, Beauty Rest mattresses for the bedroom, Maytag and Amana, KitchenAid kitchen appliances, Lazy Boy and Stanton and Ashley furniture, all sold industry-leading products. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch, but to anybody out there, just know that Steele's is literally like the largest furniture and appliance warehouse in the area.
And the one thing that they offer that sometimes gets overlooked is their home accents and seasonal items. Those are the real pops of personality that make a house truly your own.
I daydream about getting home every day after work and sitting down for the rest of time on my beautiful sectional couch that I got from Steele's. That's literally one of my favorite grown-up purchases I think I've ever made.
Steele's Furniture, how can you not love a business that's been around longer than, I don't know, the television?
Like the old picture box?
Shop online at steelsfurniture.com, or better yet, head on over to 800 South Wyoming Street in Butte, Montana.
I've never met you before.
Cool.
Okay, so you're in college. You're playing rugby.
Yep.
You are making fat beats.
You meet this stunner.
I did meet a stunner. That happened.
Hair flip.
Yep.
But I guess, what was the moment that you decided, like, or did it cross your mind, or was it a moment? I don't actually know this, that you, like, you had a band in college.
Yep.
That you played with. Was there like a moment during college or right after that you were like, this is like what I want to pursue, or did that happen later? Or like, did you never even decide that I've now trapped you
working on
into
it.
this life?
Definitely partially never decided. But no, I mean, I knew, because I was a pretty good student through college. I mean,
Yeah.
we did just, yes, you did help with a lot of marketing homework towards the end there.
I'm a good reader.
Yeah. Well, basically you found out you could read like 5 times faster than I could, and you're just like, Jesus.
I'm just
on,
annoyed
Dan,
at
get it
waiting for
together.
him.
Yeah. It's
So
like,
I'd rather
you haven't
do
read
the-
that page yet? I'm like, no.
I'd just rather do the work
No,
than
I'm
wait
like
for him to read
halfway.
it. Yeah.
But, I mean, like, I was a good student. I would go to career fairs and be relatively, like, clean cut, which is, I know is hard to, I can't even fathom it at this point. But I would go there and talk to companies, as a marketing major, and really just kind of stared down that barrel a number of times. And my dad was an engineer. I interned for the company that he worked for a number of times through college. And, I did try to play the game, maybe go the corporate route. And I think I just stared it right in the face, and it was like, we don't belong together.
So wait, you thought at one point in your life you were going to be like working marketing?
Maybe.
Oh
Maybe.
my God.
There were aspects of it that sounded nice, but I also knew deep down there's way too much music and way too much strange to ever be contained by a 9 to 5. And yeah, I think just by the time I got to my senior and super senior year of college, I knew that it was becoming pretty clear that probably owning my own business in the music industry was what it was going to be.
It feels like it was a natural. Like you were
Yeah.
already playing music in a band. You studied music at school.
It like literally, I was late to everything in college because if I had 3 spare minutes, I'm popping into a practice room in the music building, slamming down some keys, doing whatever the hell it is.
He's
It's
like
just-
addicted to it.
Yeah, it just
Oh,
feels
yeah.
like a pull.
It's there is no other thing.
There's one thing I just heard randomly because I think Quincy Jones just passed away, and
Yeah.
one of his,
R.I.P.
yeah, for sure, like one of the Godfathers, right?
Yeah.
But I think one of the quotes that I heard was that there's only 12 musical notes,
That's true.
and look at what's happened with simply just 12 musical notes.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's great. Like it does boil down to that simple of a base. You know, there's so much. I think that's almost what's so interesting is there's so much you can do with 12 tones.
yeah.
There's centuries of music and new music, new genres made every day with 12 tones.
Boy.
Boy.
No, that's fantastic. I mean, because you can spread your wings, and you can create like your persona, both of yours, for Desperate Electric is awesome. I mean, it's like you guys have your brand dialed in, and then there's the dude with the hair, like that half of the duo, right? So don't tell me that you don't market because you've got your personal brand that's just dialed in. So
Yeah, no. I mean, it's definitely all tied together as Desperate Electric has culminated in what it has become. Because, I mean, very early Desperate Electric,
Oh God.
exactly.
We didn't look good.
I
Let me just.
had next to no Riz. I did not have very long. Well, I did have long hair, but I was a man bun guy.
okay,
I like when man bun first became a thing. That was me.
that doesn't stage
true.
well.
No. And I would always I was just too used to being like a normal Montana guy. I always had like a nice like trucker hat on and like just normal guy jeans
Yeah, that I can't even
with a
see
man
that.
bun. Yeah, no,
I can dredge up some old photos
yeah,
for the
Stay tuned
internet.
to our Instagram.
Yeah.
page.
and yeah, that was my IPA phase too. So I was just
Yeah.
always like, that perfect headache buzz from the IPAs, and you're just not learning your lesson. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's what we were born from.
And we won't get too much into the formation of Desperate Electric because I think we talked about
I think
that
we
in your
did that.
podcast.
This is
Yeah.
not a Desperate
So-
Electric podcast. No.
Yeah. So
No,
we
this is
talked about that.
Ben.
What is Desperate Electric? Let me start with that. That's the weirdest question because
Desperate Electric.
you guys have posted some really like hilarious reviews. Like, they're straight up legit reviews that people have written about your
Oh, our
Your
music.
music.
Oh yeah.
and you've posted those, but I don't think anyone can really put their finger on what genre you are or what your sound is like. How do you describe that?
I mean, we've landed on power disco, which just felt, because we incorporate, I mean, on a music theory level, a lot of things that kind of harken back to the disco era. Just kind of these certain chords and these textures and this instrumentation.
Is there like progressions of
Yeah, kind of like there's certain chord progressions and just the use of notes outside of the key. I'm a big proponent of that. I literally can't stay in a key. I just can't do it. And yeah, that. But then I think there's a good amount of my kind of college EDM influence that enters rhythmically and whatnot. So
I.e. fat beats.
you could say fat beats.
one could say fat?
I didn't say fat, but the beats are fat. So that entered the picture. So it's just kind of like revved up disco, but then we also, I think some of my earlier rock and roll influence comes in too. Like we throw a breakdown. We throw like a heavy metal breakdown.
Right.
Something like that sometimes. So it's the conglomerate of mine and Katie's influences, and we really just kind of don't discriminate too much. Like everything kind
Musical
of
love child.
everything gets a moment in there. From my new metal era to the hip hop to the R&B, disco, funk.
It's more fun like that.
It is. And I think it's curated a truly unique blend so that people leave insane reviews on our songs or comment insane stuff on our Instagram.
Whatever you got going on, though, it's working.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
I mean, is that the ultimate goal?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be, man.
Fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I
and
think
I
that's
actually,
the source of longevity.
if anybody knows me very well or knew me especially when we started this, I'm like anti-fun. Like
I would never say that, but
When she wants to be fun, she's very fun.
yeah.
But when not,
But
no.
like, it's our job. So it's not like we don't do it for fun, but it should be fun.
right.
And that's like, I think, I don't know, like important for us to remember, but also like we don't do it just for fun, but like it should always be fun because like playing music is fun and should be fun.
Well, and I think that's, I feel like we've all been to like a washed up old kind of has-been artist show before. They lost the fun.
Yeah.
And that's easy to do. And sometimes it could be their attitude. It could be the branding they had back when, and they're backed into this corner, like all these pop punk bands that are like pushing 50 and they have to sing about teenage crushes still. It's like, this aged
Did not age
strangely. Yeah. So it's,
Well, I think about just the shows that I've been to of yours, and they are fun. You guys, your stage presence is great, and you guys have it. Like I said before, it's dialed. But when you grow up, there's not a lot of opportunities in your life to literally jump for joy. Like you two create that for people, and that doesn't happen very often. So
I refuse to lose that, and I don't want to see other people lose that.
yeah, how do you continue?
I don't know.
You just are that.
I kind of just am. It's fairly inherent. And
I mean, everyone loves Ben Morris.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Start with that.
The trauma.
trauma. Wear it on the sleeve.
Let's get deep.
Sorry.
I don't know. Yeah, I've just always liked connecting with literally everybody.
You came like that.
Being friends with everybody, finding something in common with everyone, and kind of just trying to vibe and have fun from there. And I've run in a lot of different circles in my life, musician, athletes, all these various things, and just always been able to find a common thread. And I think that's what I'm trying to do musically.
Well, I think you're doing a good job, because if you can keep selling fun and connection, I think you've got a long road ahead of you
Shoot, I hope so.
in that dump truck.
Yeah,
That doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt at all.
Oh my God. Oh.
I want to talk a little bit about your creative process.
Cool.
I mentioned earlier how busy you are. You produce music, you write music, your own music, you play your own music, you go off on solo shows, just like last night, the night before you were playing.
Yeah.
How do you keep all those things in your head all at once?
By forgetting almost everything else.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. Having no concept of time in general, I think.
Okay.
That opens up a certain amount of CPU for a couple extra songs.
It's actually true. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
I don't know, man. Yeah, no. Like astoundingly bad memory with certain things.
is it selective, you think?
It's not, I don't choose it. It's not elective, I guess. But yeah, probably selective.
No, I mean that's the thing is like if and I'm sure you also have a ton of people being like, dude, you should do this, or
I got
dude,
about
you should
10,
do that.
10 song requests for next time when I played at Slancha on Saturday.
Oh, I'm sure.
But do you remember them all?
Yeah, there's a few Limp Bizkit songs, an extra Creed song, more
Right. So
more
like
Taylor
that's what you
Swift,
can remember.
and more Chapel
That's
Roan.
what you can remember.
Yeah,
And,
all
like,
all new
locked in.
metal and girl pop, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Butte America. But yeah, no, that is what I remember. And do I remember what our plan is tomorrow? Nah, nope, don't got it. Ain't there.
But you're there for it.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll probably be a little bit late though. Not bad. We've gotten a lot better, but we're not gonna be like on time.
Oh God, it's the worst. I just lie to him now. Just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we have
No.
to leave at 2:30 when in my mind I want to leave at 3.
I'm never mad if the departure time is fabricated. I'm like, cool, great.
Has that ever gotten you in trouble?
Only just being on time.
Just at home.
Yeah, yeah. That's just only just accidentally on time now.
So let's talk about songwriting, because you guys are just coming off a year of your first vinyl album, not your first album, right?
Yeah, no, we've had this vinyl for 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah, our record came out in September.
Yeah.
But it's not your first. Is it your first like play song 1 through 11?
No,
Yeah, you've come out with a handful of those, right?
Yeah, this was actually our third album.
Okay.
our third Desperate Electric album.
Third disc
But your first vinyl that you've released.
Yeah.
Yes, this. Yep.
Cool. Why'd you do that? Because you haven't.
Ability. Yeah,
Okay.
I think, and just yeah, it's like Desperate Electric is growing, and we have more means than we did last time we made an album, and we're just, I don't want to jinx anything, but we're getting better at this, and being up and finding our way to do it more full time, and
It's pretty cool.
we just found the right vinyl supplier, because there's actually a massive expense up front in getting vinyl.
Sure.
So we were able to find one that actually was about half as much as we thought it was going to have to be.
Well, and we could get 100. We don't have to get
Yeah.
1,000 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it used to be like you have to get 1,000 and it's going to cost like 10,000. It's like, oh my, no, musicians can't do that.
So what? It's interesting to me to balance your digital footprint with you guys coming out with vinyl, which seems to be the opposite end of the spectrum. Was that a choice you both made? Because from my perspective, your digital footprint is probably how you get your music out the most. It's probably how most people do.
Yeah, I mean, it's the streaming age,
Right.
absolutely. But with that, I think I heard a statistic that there's actually more vinyl produced now than ever before.
Cool.
Because it's now that there is no physical medium for consuming music,
Yeah.
people like want it more. It's more about like, I'd say half the people we sell vinyl to at the merch table tell me right then and there that they don't have a vinyl player. I'm like, okay, well, enjoy it.
Exactly.
They're like, here, can you sign on your ass cheek? I'm like, yeah, I can do
Yeah,
that.
we do that.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
How do you anticipate people consume your music? Or how would you want them to?
Joyously, energetically, and really any medium. I mean, it's the age of streaming. That's
Sure.
I'm sure that's 90% of the Desperate Electric on the airwaves at all. And yeah, I'm perfectly happy with that. I don't know. I just want people to turn it on when they want to turn up or work out or feel something or
Turn on.
turn on. Yeah. Yeah. We make baby making music.
You do.
Yeah, we sure
You
do. Yeah.
When was the Western disco? The Western, what was that?
That was New Year's
That was
Eve.
Last New Year's Eve?
Last New
Yeah.
Year's, yeah.
Oh my God, I had a friend turn to me and he goes, "We're listening to baby music on the set of Dallas." It's just like,
Oh yeah, we were in
So
the
true, though.
1923 room.
yeah.
Yeah.
Their town hall scene
Listen
for
to
in the
baby
show, the
making music.
1923.
in Dallas.
Yeah.
And Ben got his butt cheeks out,
yeah.
just where
The
Harrison
same-
Ford also
The
sat.
same stage that Helen Mirren addressed the good people of fictional Bozeman in 1923. Yeah.
Yikes.
Cheeks out.
Because I know the reason I asked that is because when I first got your vinyl, I listened to it basically front to back.
Awesome.
Did you plan going into like planning that? Do you plan on people being like, this is a story to take them from A to B?
Yeah. No, that is still definitely a part of it. And, we put a lot of thought into the order of the songs. And this was the first album where we ever actually even like made like a cut. Like there were songs that didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Well, the previous two albums, just from our band business strategy, were they were a clusterfuck. They were just like, get it done, get it. We got to get it done. We got to get it out. We booked all these shows. We got to go. And this one we actually got ahead of it a little more, so it's more intentional. There's more of a vision overall.
What is that vision?
People should dance and have fun, and then dance and have more fun.
When you sit down to write, how do you sit down to write a song? Like, do you have an overarching theme in mind? Like, we need a song about this, and then this, and then this, and then you start hashing it out from there. Do you write your music first? What is the actual process?
It can definitely vary. I would say my most common process is sitting at Mamie's piano over in the living room, my grandma's piano, finding some saucy chords. Then I'll probably start humming something along, and generally, in that time, the hook will hit me, like the one line, that the line that I can build the rest of the song around.
Yeah.
And so then I'll get that line. I'll build a chorus off of that. I'll probably get a verse. Sometimes I'll come back for a second session or something. Sometimes it's months or a year or two later and get another verse. And so, yeah, sometimes a song will squeak right through kind of the process. We got a couple of verses, chorus, bridge, whatever it is. And then sometimes verse 2 comes 5 years later,
Sure.
Whatever it is. But yeah, generally from the piano and the vocals, we'll come into the studio. I'll try to make the most fattest beat imaginable.
The most fattest.
And then you start layering the most fattest on top of the most
and then we
fattest.
just find fat layer after fat layer. Next thing we know, this beat is gargantuan.
And you're doing your thing.
And I'm doing my thing. You can dance to it. You can oomph to it. You can vibe to it,
Yeah.
And that's like a pretty unique songwriting process because a lot of people that play in bands like write with the band and like play the song in some sort of fully formed demo version,
Right.
at least. Maybe not live. I mean, sometimes they do live, but like we pretty much write in the studio. Like we write the bones. Ben writes the bones. I write
This
the
is an
bones.
insular little tank of
But then it's
disco
like
jams.
we're writing and recording all at the same time,
Yeah.
typically.
And Katie is the checks and balances here. I've
You have to reel him back in.
I've been
Oh my
so
God,
sure on a
every
song,
day.
and Katie's like, not a chance. I'm like,
Well, yeah.
and yeah,
Well, there's a
Sometimes
funky
you gotta-
balance where like you've got to throw your sex jam out there,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But then it can't be too far outside of the window that nobody likes it. So you got to bring it back in. I think
Yeah.
it's the Overton's window is the
Yeah.
acceptance window, right?
and I have all these different music genres that I spent a lot of time in over the years. So like occasionally I'll just churn out one that's like, that's too sad for Desperate Electric. Like I feel like we're not shy of broaching some very real topics, but I don't know. Without being toxic, there kind of has to be a positivity to it.
Well, you at least have to be able to shake your ass while you're crying.
Yeah. Well, we have a number of Dance Through the Tears
Yeah.
songs. But yeah, there's been one or two that were just like, they're very pretty songs. And honestly, they're probably kind of written out of a place, out of like my folk music phase. And then it's just like, this is just not translating into anything.
Just leaned a little bit too far.
There's just no ass that can be thrown to this. It's the lyrical it's beautiful, but the concepts are maybe too sad. My cheeks are not shaking to this.
A lot of Ben's little one-liners have landed us some pretty cool merch. And yeah, the Disco Daddies are our unofficial official
it.
fan club. If you are in with Desperate Life Jerky, you are a Disco Daddy, whether you want to be or not.
I love it.
You're walking out onto the dance floor, full chest of hair,
Everybody.
gold medallions.
Big old chain,
Yeah.
hot chest hair.
Yeah. That's you. Bee Gees playing. Tell by the way I use my walk. Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels real
Feels good for everyone.
I've got to ask you though, when you guys play a lot of shows a year,
I'd say we average about 100. Yeah.
100, and you travel all over the U.S., which is really cool.
Yeah, we loop Seattle to Chicago down to like Oklahoma to 2+ times a year.
What's your trick to get up for every show?
2 drinks.
Minimum.
2. No, 2 is the sweet spot.
Okay.
We've done a lot of stuff. We have a lot of data.
A lot of
We
research
have a
back.
lot of data. 5, don't do it. No.
Too much.
Nah, 5 ain't gonna do it.
Things.
You want to
diminishing
take your third cocktail on stage.
Yep, your third cocktail comes on stage, fresh on stage with you.
Fair.
And you probably don't even drink it because
Yeah, no, because I mean
You're busy.
You're
Yeah.
busy. You're
Things
busy
going
guy.
on.
You might take one giant like frantic gulp, and just
it was a great sound effect.
yeah. No, I'm gonna amplify that. Put some reverb on that in post. Don't worry about it.
We are thrilled to be supported by the one, the only, the legendary M&M Bar and Grill.
Dun, 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 dun.
Did you know that if you're listening to this episode right now on its release date, which is a Thursday, you could pop in your earbuds, waltz down to 17 North Main Street in Uptown Butte, and listen to us while you enjoy our $20 tenderloin dinner. Every Thursday is the M&M's steak night, which includes fries or a baked potato and grilled Texas toast. Oh my God, I'm such a sucker for Texas toast. That's a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah, I tell you what, my go-to meal at the M&M, the King of Clubs club sandwich. Now, I'm going to tell you how spoiled I am for just a hot minute here. The M&M is literally 20 feet from my desk. But, you know, I'll just do the waltzing. I'll go down to the M&M. They'll whip me up a King of Clubs right in front of me while I sit at the counter and, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And they've got some killer merchandise from their Long Live the M&M shirts to some sweet vintage throwbacks that I know 5518s had a hand in creating.
That was a fun one. We got a picture from an old-timey hat. We rebuilt that thing, and it is back to life, just like the M&M. It's such a fun design. So eat at the icon, and then you can take home a little piece of that Butte history, right?
You got it. That's the M&M Bar and Grill at 17 North Main Street in Uptown Butte. We are supported by the Covalite Theater. The Covalite Theater is our resident uptown music venue. And it's not just a music venue. It is kind of a lot more than that.
Gosh, they do so much there.
They host a wide variety of events, including live music, stage plays, comedy, film, dance lessons, vaudeville, burlesque, workshops, classes,
There's a
fundraisers.
cabaret happening this weekend. I mean, it's great.
There's so much going on all the time there. It's become such a hub in Uptown Butte, and I'm so grateful that it's here. It's super cool. It's an old church. The vibes are great.
And I love that they're building this kind of arts community kind of out of nothing, right?
Yeah.
And they're really fostering the growth of like, come one, come all. We're the art center of town. And they're doing it.
Absolutely. They've got all sorts of great stuff coming up. Tonight, January 2nd, you can head down to the Covalite for Covalite Comedy Nights. Those are Thursdays down there. And get your comedy on. But also January 4th, Comedy Gold on the Richest Hill with Lynn Solomon. So get your tickets for that. They do open mic on Tuesdays. They do movies every Wednesday. You can go watch some. They're like so random and so cool. And it's such a fun. They've got popcorn. They've got a popcorn machine down there.
You know, it's really fun that you haven't mentioned yet is the first Wednesdays of every month is Drink and Draw, I believe.
Yeah.
And I went to the last one and it was great. I am terrible at drawing human faces, just FYI.
Well, they've got a lot going on down there. All sorts of live music coming up. You can check out their full schedule at covalitepresents.org. Hit them up, have your event, attend an event, and support the arts in Butte.
Yeah, buy your tickets early and often. All right. Thanks, Covalite. Hey, Katie, do me a favor, right? Mm-hmm. Close your eyes for a sec. Take a journey with me. You're out on the sidewalk of 5518. You know, maybe you're taking in one of those beautiful new window displays, soaking it in, making sure that it's got that Katie magic. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, and there's a slight breeze. But then you take a big, deep breath because you're proud of yourself. And that's the moment when you notice a hint of that familiar scent that often dances between the buildings of Uptown Butte. Then you hear it. And you know where I'm going with this, right? Oh, Juice, hit me with that.
Rip it, dunk it, eat it. Rip it, grip it, dunk it, eat it.
Yes, Katie, you guessed it. We are supported by our friends over at Pork Chop John's.
Oh, PCJs. Nothing beats a loaded pork chop sandwich. Except maybe I really just hammer down those pork nuggets. I can't help it. I love those things.
They're so good.
They're so good. They're addicting. And then I have that jingle stuck in my head for the next 2 days.
Grip it, it's so worth it. It's so worth it.
So good.
Pork Chop John's is home to the original pork chop sandwich. It was first opened in 1932.
Ugh.
And then the Orzati family took it over in 1969. Those guys are just the best. I'd say they had some big shoes to fill, but maybe it's like more like they've got a big pork chop sandwich to eat. I don't know. But just know that PCJ's is in some very good hands.
And I just learned they wholesale all over the northern part of the country.
It's an operation.
Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, Idaho. For you and us to get our PCJ fix, there's 2 locations in Butte. The Uptown Restaurant at 8 West Mercury Street has a sweet, old school counter and the sweetest little walk-up window.
Oh, I love that.
I love the window. Mm-hmm. And then the downtown location with a full dining room and the drive-through, because sometimes I just can't get out of my car. And that's at 2400 Harrison Ave.
And feel free to stop at either. Get your pork chop sandwich, get those pork nuggets that Katie's gonna hammer, and then you go and you rip it, grip it,
Rip it, grip it, dunk it, eat it.
Where the hell was I with that?
How do you get up for every show?
I mean, it's
100 nights a year. Because the question that I want to ask is, there's people that go to your shows that it's the first time they experience your music. Mm-hmm. How do you get up and give them the very best experience over 100 times a year? That's got to be difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
Van eggs. Start there.
It's very solid little
See,
protein.
you're a disco daddy. You got the inside scoop.
A little
I'm
protein
proud of
base for the day. Yep, we good luck catching us without some hard-boiled eggs in that van. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. But I mean, we do just love it that much. That is definitely a big factor. And also, 2 drinks and some disco pants. Nothing can stop you.
Yeah, if I may interject, I feel like because we really have, we go pretty hard with the outfits. Mm-hmm. It's like suiting up for work. So like when we put on our outfits, it's like, okay, we're ready now. Like we can kind of get into that persona. But I think you said it. Somebody could be or probably is at this point experiencing us for the first time. So I want to give every single person that experiences us for the first time, but then also for the 5th time, a better show than the last.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want anybody to ever be disappointed in our show. I don't want them to come to a show once and then come back and we don't go as hard. And I want everybody to get the same experience, regardless of if we're at the Wilma or we're at our favorite dive bar in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Because it just, like, the people that are paying for a ticket and buying drinks and buying merch deserve that show every night. And that's what keeps me going.
Yeah. I mean, I think a big part of what curated our show for me as well was the time spent at the Zebra Cocktail Lounge, where I was the booker, promoter, and sound guy. Katie was tending bar and actually doing all of the promotion as well, because we have a theme there. But I just remember being so moved by such a large variety of small shows. I mean, the venue was 200 capacity, and sometimes there'd be 5 people, sometimes it'd be packed to the gills, you know. And that was my first experience seeing small to medium scale touring artists in the trenches, you know, on the front lines, and seeing what moved me as both just a lover of music and as someone who was then in business with these people, as you know, I'm paying them at the end of the night, I'm doing their sound, whatever it is, and just, you know, there's a positive attitude goes a long, long way.
What's your favorite Desperate Electric song?
Oof.
And I know they're your babies and you love them all equally.
That's
I know
not
that.
true at all.
Actually, no. There's a whole first batch that I have no love for.
Well,
I
and
don't love
even
any
on
of
the
ya.
last album, there's ones that I prefer more than others, but that changes right now because it's like
This is the first album that for us is no skips.
true.
Okay.
First one. Yeah. The last one had a couple skips. The one before that is mostly skips.
Well, now at
The
the
one
time
before
they
that
weren't.
is the whole album's a skip.
That's.
What's funny
don't
though
even
is
talk about that one.
probably at the time you loved all of those things.
Are you kidding me? I was like, I have been, and the thing is, we have to remember is like now looking back, some of that music, I'm like, oh my good God. However,
We did that in front of people. People saw that.
yeah, and you know what? They also liked it, but
Some of them still talk to us.
some of them
Yeah.
still like it, and some of them still like those songs. But we were so proud of that, and that was 100% the foundation that we needed to lay to get to where we are now. That I have to look back and be proud of all of those songs, even if I will never
Yes.
play them one more day in my life.
Yes, no, I'm with that as well.
But what's your favorite Desperate Electric song?
Favorite Desperate Electric song? Oof. I think Future Mommy. I think it's that one.
That's
I
been
don't
your and
know.
that's been your favorite.
Yeah, I think it still is. I just nailed this fictional horny summer camp vibe in my mind. I got it. I hit it right on the nose. It's a horny summer camp in a song that I never went to.
Isn't that funny how
But
that
geez, I wanted to go.
Jeez, I wanted to go.
like your art form can create that emotion and memory
Yeah.
in you that never even existed.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
That's
I love it.
incredible or delusional. I'll take it. Yeah.
They're not too far apart.
They are not. No.
Katie, what's yours?
Ooh. God. Mine changes a lot, especially because like we played all of the ones that like came out as singles a lot. We've played them a lot this year.
I feel, and that kind of muddies them down a little bit.
Or like makes me, I don't know, I can't tell if it makes me like them less or more and it changes on the day. But then we started playing all the other songs. It was like really exciting. And so then everything felt more fresh. I also think my favorite song to listen to and my favorite song to play are different.
Yeah, those are different things. Future Mommy is probably not my favorite to play live. I definitely enjoy it. But like that's one that I'm trying to like throw on and vibe to.
Okay. My favorite to listen to throw on and vibe to. I actually really love our title track so much. I think I like it more than Ben. And that is the only song on the entire album I had zero to do with. I didn't do anything on it. Drunk at Brunch. I didn't sing. I didn't play. I didn't do anything. Ben, that's 100%.
That's
Then-
not the title track.
The track one.
Track one, yes.
Track, not the title track.
Yeah.
Track number one.
The song called Drunk at Brunch is your favorite?
To like listen to?
You're tripping.
No, I'm serious. That's like it's so fun. I just love the little like blah, 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 that's at the beginning.
Yeah.
And our friend Tanner played saxophone on it, and it's
Shouts
like
out
it's just,
T-Fruit.
it's like
God,
it's
he
very
brought
much
it to
the kind
whole
of song
level.
that I put on to like vibe to. It's just like kind of groovy. Like
To me, the song is still unfinished. There's not a verse.
no, but I love it
but
like
it's
that.
just a kind of a little double chorus thing that I repeat a number of times in a few different ways. We threw some sax solos in there. It got saucy. We called it good.
Yeah, but I love it like that. Like I just was like, no, I want it like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, that's like maybe my favorite to throw on and like listen to.
Hot take. Hot take.
I know.
I like it.
What's your favorite Desperate Electric
I was
song?
about to ask.
Well, I'm a dopamine original.
I know. I do.
And-
I know that actually.
Yeah. And I think it's the moment when Katie, when you come in with like the when you come in with the
Kind of towards the end of the song.
where
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just like
Yelling.
yelling.
Yeah, yelling.
And I think that's it. I think that's the moment. I was like, done. Let's start
Done.
that over.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
Yep.
You are a dopamine fanatic. It gets played at work.
It made it to my like spring mix.
Whoa. Ooh.
So
Ooh.
and it's just really fun
You
when
hear
she's
that,
just like
Spotify?
when she's just like drilling away at her computer,
And it,
minding her own
comes
business,
on.
and then she comes on the speakers.
I have to live like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then we all start singing it.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Ben, I have to ask you before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, you do a lot for this community.
I try to.
Yeah, you do like legitimately like you
I feel like I'm gone all the time, but when I'm here, I'm here.
you bring a lot of people joy, and I think that's awesome. And you're leaving your footprints and thumbprints on Butte as we are currently.
Butt prints.
You're
Cheek prints.
you're leaving your butt prints all over
Rampant.
this town. It's,
Rampant.
It's great.
Yeah.
And you're doing that for a reason, right? In 150 years, when we look back to this time and we look back at all those butt prints, what are people going to say about this time in this place and how you left the world?
I'm hoping what they say about this place was the birth of an era of vibrancy in Butte, Montana, a town that I hold so dear. So dear. It's my family home. We're three generations deep here. I know a lot about this town, and I know I'm very abnormal here, and I'd surprise myself that I have roots here, but I just want to bring that funk to Butte. Butte needs it.
I mean,
Butte
that's
deserves it. Butte is funky.
Mm-hmm.
And it's ready. It's
Well,
been
it
ready.
takes people like you to bring that out of the woodwork, right? And
I'm happy to do that day in and day out. Living for it.
hey, what are the chances you can play us a little ditty?
Ooh, it's going to be bad. Oh.
You have to play that Bare Naked Lady song.
I don't know it at all.
They don't have the rights to it.
It's Ben.
It's bad. No.
We're putting him on the spot.
You know what's happening is actually sorry, there we go. It's one of the first horny songs that I ever encountered. Burned into my soul. Stacy, can I come over after school?
After school,
We can hang around by the pool. Hang by the pool. Did your mom get home from a business trip? Business trip. Is she there? Or is she trying to give me the step? I know that you think it's just a fantasy, but since your dad walked out, your mom could use a guy like me. Stacy's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I've waited for so long. Stacy, can't you see? You're just not the girl for me. I know it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacy's mom.
Yay!
Stacy's mom.
Ben Morris, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
John Wick, thank you.
For sharing your talents and
you're
joy
welcome.
and ass and hair and chest hair.
It's all for the people, baby.
All right.
Let's get it out there.
You're the man.
You're the man.
Thanks, brother.
We're
Katie's
out.
also the man.
of all the places, of all the places.
Thanks again to our episode 1 sponsor, Collective Elevation, located at 34 East Galena Street in Butte, Montana, and online at collectiveelevation.com.
Places.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today, and thank you to our guest, the musician and audio engineer Ben Morris. If you're a fan of the show, please don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button on your favorite podcast app, over on our YouTube channel, and be sure to check out Of All the Places podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Of All the Places is produced by Morris Mountain Productions in partnership with 5518 Designs. Our theme song is made specifically for our show by everyone's favorite power disco duo, Desperate Electric. For Katie and Ben, this is John. Thanks so much for listening to Of All the Places podcast.
Places.